Hey y'all, what's up? Thank you for checking this video out. Now this video right here is going to make your life so simple for the whole course of Algebra 1 and give you success on that STAAR test. I'm all about giving you guys as little information as you need to get the maximum results that you can possibly get without having to go crazy and learn so many different things. So I'm giving you the least amount of information that you need to make the most out of the success that you can have. So this video right here is about the Algebra 1 cheat sheet. This is the whole year of algebra on one piece of paper, and if you memorize this, you then recreate it as many times as you possibly can, and you will have it mastered and you make it into your STAAR test. Once you take your test, they say you may begin, you turn your test and take it over, make this little sheet that I'm about to give you, you're about to get a stinking master's score, alright? Algebra 1 cheat sheet, let's go. This cheat sheet right here, the Algebra 1 cheat sheet, this thing right here is the whole year of algebra into 6 sections on a piece of paper. This is the only notes you will need to have success for the whole year of algebra. Right? Like, you know how we have our 6 steps to success? You got your equivalent questions, you got your domain and range questions, you got your solving/solution questions, you got the equations that come with tables, graphs, points, you got the slope questions, then you got the word problem questions, right? Those 6 things, all those 6 things are going to be loaded onto one sheet of paper with little things to remind you of how to do each of them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the paper, and your job is then to memorize this paper, copy it down, copy it down, copy it down. Some of them are going to be easier, some of them are going to be difficult. Section number 3 is the most difficult because that one gives you the most information. That one unlocks most of the tests for you. Section number 3 is going to be a beatdown. It's going to be difficult, but you can do this. Like, you can do it. I like to be told when things are going to be challenging that it's going to be challenging. Not, oh, a piece of cake is going to be light work. This is like, no. It's going to be, number 3 is going to be difficult, but it's doable. It's all doable. There's a progression of thoughts that I'll give you. That way it'll trigger the next thing and all that stuff. And I will show you how to make that in another video. Like, I will show you, okay, here's all this stuff. And like, here's actually how we use it on the STAAR test. That'll be on another video. But this one right here, I'm giving you the paper. And I'm going to walk you through the notes. I'm not going to show you how we got these notes. That's the other video. I'm just going to show you, hey, if you watched all 6 of those videos, this is what each of those things talked about. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to be awesome. And let's get right into it, guys. But wait, before we get right into it, let's make sure we get our student creed in. Let's have a fantastic day. Be ready to go. Let's go. Here we go. Ready? You ready? On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Today is a new day. I can read well. I can understand what I read. I can remember it and apply it correctly. I have eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mind to understand. It might not be easy, but it's worth it. Oh, perfect. All right, ready? Let's go. Here we go. Here's the cheat sheet. You ready to see it? You ready to see it? Right? Ready? All right, here you go. Let's get right into it. Okay, here's a cheat sheet for real. Ready? Cheat sheet. Show on the screen. Go. That's the cheat sheet. All these sections right here, all this stuff right here, you are going to have to write it down. If you can write it all down from memory, you've got it all. If you can't remember it all, it's okay. Keep working until you can produce one full sheet that looks just like mine. Maybe you want to have more things, but don't have less than this. Well, can I memorize it already? All right, cool. Your goal is to build up to where you can create the whole sheet. You want to make this whole sheet of paper with every single note just the way mine looks. All right? So, here we go. Now, I'm not going to... All right, let's go. Let's go. Number 1. The first section that we have, right? The easiest. Now, this is ranked in order from the easiest problems to then the hardest problems. The first section you have to know. These are the problems you have to get right. It is so simple. These are the easy layups in your STAAR test. These are the ones you look for. You look for the ones that say equivalent. Now, I'm going to add the word simplify to this because the STAAR test started using that, all right? You got these haters out here. They don't want to see us do good, right? They don't want to see us get good grades. They want to make it as difficult. All right, so they're starting to change some of the words. So we're still fine, though. We got it. They want to play games. We can play more games. We can figure it out even more, all right? Keep changing it. We're going to change ours. All right, so the first thing is equivalent, simplify. You see the word equivalent? You see the word simplify? Now we're going to do this. Here's what it is. First step is type it in. Just type it in the way it looks. Don't change anything. Type it all in just the way it looks. All right, the next point is there's a little triangle there. Now this is kind of modified. This is like I'm going in this direction for 2.0. These like watch the new set of the 6 steps that I'm going to give you coming out. All right, so this right here is the triangle. you are going to see a triangle. The triangle is going to give us three friendly errors, three errors that we like. The first error is going to give us is y equals. When you see y equals, just put y equals in the beginning, and it fixes everything. And now it works. All right. If you have a triangle and you click on it and it doesn't give you y equals, it might give you x equals. If it gives you x equals, all you're going to do is take out the y's and put an x inside instead. So if it says x equals, take the y out, put the x inside. That's what the error x equals means. Now the next error it's going to give you is a letter in parentheses. So A, I wrote down A. A. If it gives you an A, that means you got to write down A equals 1.1. So if it gives you A equals 1.1. So quick summary, equation or simplify, type it in, click on the triangle. If there is a triangle, shoot, if there's not a triangle, then it works. Click on the triangle. If it says y equals, put that in the beginning. If it says x equals, take out the y and put an x inside of all the things. Wherever you have a y, and if you have 20 y's, you will then, and you get an error that says x equals, take out all the y's, 1, 2, 3, all 20 of them, and put in x's everywhere that there was a y. And then the next one is a letter like this, A equals, or A. All you got to do is type in A, put equals, and 1.1. Right? But you know how to do it. This is not the video to teach you how to do that. This is the video to remind you the things that you should know that we talked about. Right. Now the second section is domain and range. This is worth 5 on the STAAR test, but it's simple to do. It's like a skill by itself. None of these skills kind of apply to anything else. But it's simple though. So domain and range. This is before you have to do math to solve things. Domain and range. Domain. Domain means x, all real numbers. Write that down. So it's domain, x, all real numbers. Then you have range. Range is y and the fake x. You see a F with the X, H with the X, G with the X. It's not the video to teach you that, but it's the Y and the fake X, all right? So after you've written the words, you've written X, all real numbers for domain, range is Y and the fake X. The next piece is you're going to write the words that mean X. So you write down these on the side. You got per, each, every. Per, each, every. Per, each, every. Those words mean domain. You see those words, that means that number that's right there, that word is talking about, has an X on him. He's part of the domain. Then the Y piece, the words that mean Y are starting, initial, begins. Starts, initial, begins. Start, initial, begin, right? Those words mean that these numbers, the numbers that have these words next to him, these are the Y values of your thing, of your equation, or whatever they want you to do. All right, now the next thing you'll draw is, after you do that, all right, that's a box. That's this information. Now the next piece of information that still talks about domain and range is you got to draw a solid circle and an open circle. We're going to make a solid circle, make an open circle. Next to the solid circle and open circle, next to the solid dot, you're going to draw a solid line right next to him. Next to the open dot, you're going to draw a dashed line next to him. Now we're going to talk about how to make these symbols. So the solid circle, to get a solid circle, you just put a less than sign. Doesn't have to be the greater than, just put the inequality. Just put the inequality. Doesn't matter which way it faces. Always draw less than. That's all we got to know is less than. So draw a less than sign, make a L, so draw a L on your paper. And then, so to make it solid, you have to put a line underneath it. So put the L, put a line underneath it. That makes a solid dot, and it makes the line be solid as well. Now this other guy that has the open dot and the dotted line, this guy will have a less than, but he will not have a line underneath him. Because the line underneath him makes it solid circle, solid line. The symbol with no line, we leave it open. Open circle, dotted line. All right, that's the next piece of information. Now, while we're talking about these symbols right here, underneath that, we're going to write the word less than. So draw the L and write the word S. So it's L for the symbol, ESS. So less than. Got it? Now, next to him, flip it the other way, and have it facing the way that's not an L. And you're going to draw the symbol and put, what is this called? Doesn't matter. You don't have to know what it's called. Just put not less than. Because it doesn't make an L, right? So it's not less than. This symbol is less than. Know this. Well, this other guy, well, he's not less than. Cool. Know that. All right? Now, under the L, last piece of information here. Underneath this L, you're going to write the words shade below. We will shade below or shade down. Shade below or shade down, however you want to say it, which doesn't matter. Just shade down, shade below. You see this? There should be shading below a line somewhere, below the picture somewhere. Now this other guy, underneath him, you're going to put shade up or shade above. Because if you see this guy and you see shading on the graph, it should be shading above on the upside of this guy. Wherever he is, go find him. This should be shading on the upside of him. Now underneath that, together, you're going to write a statement that says, we always want to be shaded. We always want to be shaded. So when it comes to shading, we want to be in the shaded region. We want our points there. We want stuff to happen in there. And that's for domain. That's worth 5 questions on your STAAR test. This is still gettable without having to know any math. And then the next piece, section number 3. This one is, this is the money maker. This is where you pass. This is where you get your stinking test. This is worth like 15 to 18 questions on your STAAR test. This guy is important right here. We talk about solutions and we talk about solving. Solutions and solving. So first, let's talk about solutions. Let's talk about solutions whenever you have 2 lines. Like the whole year of algebra, you're only going to have these 2 things. You're going to have 2 lines on a grid, or you're going to have the next thing that I'm about to show you. So let's talk about a case when we have 2 lines. There will be 3 drawings you make. First drawing is, have the lines drawn like this, where they touch like this. They make one intersection. And put a little dot there and write one solution, because the solution is where the lines touch each other, and they only touch one time. Underneath that, you're going to draw lines that are parallel like this, like that don't touch. So this will have no solution, so please write that here. There's no place where they touch, no solution. Then underneath that, you're going to have a line and another line drawn on top of that line. So draw your first line, then go over it and make it darker or deeper or like little zigzags on it, whatever you want to do, just so you can know that there are 2 lines there and they're right on top of each other. This is infinite solutions. There, you're done. Whenever you have 2 lines, those are the only 3 possibilities that you can have. You can have one solution, no solutions, or infinite solutions when they're right on top of each other. Okay, now next to him, you're gonna write U's. These are the rules for the U's. The first picture has a U, and it has the x-axis right here. How many times does the U touch the x-axis? On the first picture, you'll draw it to where it crosses twice, and you'll say this has 2 solutions. Look here and look here. Underneath that, you'll have a U that just touches the x-axis once, only one time. So you'll put one solution, and it's right there. And then the third picture is a picture with a U floating on top of the x-axis. He's not touching the x-axis. This picture has no solutions. There is no solution here. That's the third case, and that's it. So you got three scenarios for the 2 lines. You've got 3 scenarios for the U's. Now next to the 3 scenarios for the U's, underneath the U's, because we're looking for the x-intercepts, right? This is when you're going to write the word rocks, R-O-X-S. R-O-X-S. Rocks, all it's going to do is just remind us the words that mean x-intercept. You got roots for the R. R means roots. The O in rocks means zeros. So they could use the word zeros. What describes the zeros? That just means x-intercepts. The X, well, that's x-intercepts, easy. And the S means solutions. So you have the U, right? 2 solutions, 1 solution, no solutions. Then the word rocks, roots, zeros, x-intercepts, solutions. All right, now, next to that, you're going to have a big drawing of a U, a bigger U, because we're going to start labeling some things about a U, because they might ask us these questions, and these are definitely gettable questions. So draw a big U, label the middle of him, right there, that point right in the middle. That is the vertex. You will label vertex right there, because that is what it is. Then you're going to draw little coordinates next to that and put an X and a Y, because the vertex is the X value and the Y value. Now you're going to draw a dotted line down the middle of that U. And that's going to remind us that we need to chop this U in half sometimes. And if we need to chop the U in half, we swing a big axe. We will chop the U in half with the axe. And the axe is the axis of symmetry. That line that we cut it in half, the axe that we use is the axis of symmetry. All right, so we're gonna write axis of symmetry, and we're going to point to the X. Because if they want the axis of symmetry, it's just the X value of the vertex. And that's what that reminds us of. We swing the axe down the middle, and that's the axis of symmetry. And that's the X value. So the X is the axis of symmetry. Now the Y piece that we haven't labeled yet, you're going to write the word max min. It's going to remind you that the maximum or minimum of the graph is found by going to the Y part of the vertex. So max, min, arrow to the Y. Because that Y is the maximum minimum. Right? Totally gettable. Now underneath that, underneath this little coordinate right here, you're going to write the word, you're actually going to draw things to remind you if there's a maximum or a minimum. So you're going to write the word max, M-A. Look how the A, see how the thing is, the U is facing downwards? Because there's a tallest point. there's a tallest point, so that means that there's a maximum. So it's M-A, put a little dot there, then put X. The upside down U is the A, you know what I mean? And then for minimum, you're going to go M-I-N, whoop, loop that last part of the N to where it's a U. And then that's a minimum. It's the lowest point of the graph. So a maximum is when it's like this, go here. And the minimum is when it's like this, go here. Same spot, but just if it's turned like this, that's the A for maximum. Like this, that's the minimum, that's the N. Alrighty? And that's everything for that piece. That's for everything for solutions. Now, the other half, the bottom half of section number 6, so it's like, it goes section 1, you got equivalent simplify, got domain and range, then you have the solutions / solving. We just finished the solutions. Now, in the box next to it, where step number 6 is going to go, we will cut that in half, and we're going to fill in the bottom portion of that with these next pieces for solution, all right? So, sorry, with next pieces of solving. So, solving, here we go. You're going to write down 2x minus 4 equals 6, right? 2x minus 4 equals 6. And so when you see that, you look at that equation, I don't see a y, so that means I'm good. I can solve this. I can split this. Splitting is so simple. So I want to split whenever I can. I want to split. I just look for warnings. A y is a warning. But I don't see a y there, so I can split it. You should know how to split. If not, watch that video. Then next to him, you're going to write the next equation. It's going to be the same thing, 2x minus 4y. Now we're going to put a y here. So it's 2x minus 4y equals 6. And I'm looking at that equation, I can't split it because I see a y and I see an x. Holy cow, I have an x and a y together on the same equation. You cannot split this. You have to y equals this. So the note you can make is I have to y equals this. So you see those types of equations, y equals them. Then the third and final type of equation you're going to see is x squared equations. So you can go x squared plus 2x equals negative 40. Well, I don't see a y. Oh, I see an x squared. Okay. Anytime you see an x squared, automatically keep them all together. You have to keep this whole equation all together on the same side. And that's it. That's all for section number 3. That's the most difficult section. That's the beatdown. You memorize that, you're going to do so good. You memorize it and you know how to do those things, you're going to be amazing. You're going to be so strong. Okay, the next piece. Now we're on section number 4. Section number 4 is going to be equations with graphs, tables, and points. So, equations with graphs, tables, points. All you're going to do, type it in. Type in the equation that they give you. And then match it to the graph, table, or point that they give you. That's it. So this is easy, so simple. Look for equations that have tables, graphs, points. If it does, you type in the equation. And then, well, it gives me a graph. I can't match it to this table. Well, then turn them into a table. So just match it to that. It gives me a graph when I type in the equation. Oh, I can match it to the graph. So good. Like, you can do it. Like, that's what that means. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, section number 5. Talking about slope now. So write the word slope / rate, because they'll throw both of those words in there, and it's very simple. So slope, rate. First bullet says find 2 points. So 2 good points. You need that to find slope and rate. Next bullet says insert into a table. So you're going to put your little table, put them in there. Next part says that you're then going to type in the equation that says y1 squiggle mx1 plus b. You'll type that in. The next part says type in the m. So just put m, because you're going to type in the m to actually get it done. All right, now that you're done with that, you're then going to draw this little cool graph. Your graph's going to go up, then it's going to go down, then it's going to go flat, then it's going to go up, like straight up and down. So it goes up, down, flat, straight up and down. That's to remind you the different kinds of slopes. There's a positive slope, there's a negative slope, there's a flat slope that's called 0. This is 0 slope right here, and this is undefined slope right here. So label undefined, like label these, put a little plus, put a little minus, put a 0, write the word 0 here. When you write the word 0 here, put y equals, because the 0 slopes are given by just a y equals equation. Now this part right here that's got the up and down one, that's going to be written, that's undefined, and the undefined goes up and down, so it's going to be x equals. So that's going to go here. So x equals is undefined, y equals is 0. Have that written down. Last 2 things you got to write down is this. This will give you, this is super simple, you can add this to parallel, perpendicular. Write the word parallel, whatever, spell it. The L's in parallel remind, like, draw them like this, like there are 2 lines that are different. It'll remind you that it's lines that never touch. Parallels that. Then we got perpendicular. Write the word perpendicular. The L in perpendicular makes a 90-degree angle. Make it a capital L, so you can make a 90-degree angle, and it just tells you that your paper should fit in the corner of those lines. When you're taking your test and you're checking for perpendicularness, you'll put your test paper there, see if it fits and it makes it perpendicular or not. All right, that's it for slope. Last portion, last one, here it is. Step number 6, the hardest problems that we can have is word problems. Word problems are the most difficult. So here are some hints that we have to help us out. You're going to write down per, each, every again. write down per. I know you wrote it in domain and range, but let's write it here. It's so easy. Those words are very important. Write down per, each, every. All those 3 words lead us to an X. That means that X goes there, and X should be thrown on that. And then the other words are start, initial, begins. Write those words. If you see those words, those are meaning that a Y goes there. After you do that, you're gonna write the words increase and decrease. Like, hey, this graph should go up. Maybe I can type it in. Maybe something is growing or not. That tells you, that could eliminate choices. So write increase, write decrease. Underneath increase, you got to know the word appreciate. Appreciate means it's increasing, it's going up. Hey, I appreciate you, making you feel good, uplifting. Now, underneath decrease, write the word depreciate. Depreciate means it goes down. Now, the next part underneath that is you're going to write these little tips to help us build equations, all right? You're going to write little money plus little money equals big money. So put a small dollar sign plus another small dollar sign equals a big dollar sign. Then underneath that, you're going to put part plus part equals whole. Underneath that, you're going to put x plus y equals total. That right there is the structure for most of the questions that they ask us for when it's time to build an equation. So you have it there for you. All right, now on the side of that, you can write some little tips when you're reading word problems. That is means equals, so is equals. Then and means plus, that you can have that. Now there's 2 words here, then you're all the way done. All right, correlation. Write down the word correlation. They're going to ask you one question on the STAAR test about correlation. So just if you see the word correlation, just write down R equals. And we'll teach you how to do that stuff. And then the other one you're going to write down is directly. If you see the word directly, that means you have to set it up as team 1 on top of team 2, the first number for team 1 and team 2, and the second number for team 1 and 2. It's like, write that down. I'll show you how to do that on the video where I explain each part of this. That's it. That's it. You're done. Those are the 6 steps. Those are the 6 steps of algebra written down that will take you for the whole year of algebra. All the important things you'll need, especially for your STAAR test. You have these 6 things memorized. You can produce this. Say, all right, here you go, ready, go. Write it down, make a video, man, show me, tag me, whatever. Write down those 6 steps. That'd be so cool if you can have them all memorized. And if you do, you'll definitely get a master's score. But you need to at least memorize from sections 1, 2, 3 to 4. And then 5 is just easy. And then 6, it's more challenging, but you can still make it without knowing 6. But 1, 2, 3, 4, if you can get 1 through 4 memorized, you'll be in great shape. Then number 5 is not that much difficult, all right? Y'all guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video. It's been a long time, right? But we'll see you on the next one. I'm about to make some stuff. Yeah, man, God's so good. Make sure you study so you can show yourself approved. You want to be able to help people out whenever you walk into them. They say, yes, I'm so glad you're here. Be a symbol of hope, right? Hey, I'm here. And be sure you can help your neighbor. Like, know this stuff, not just for you. Know it for your neighbors, your little sister, your little brother, your friends, your teachers, right? You want to be able to save somebody's day when they need help, right? Because we need more heroes, all right? Y'all be safe. We'll see you later. Yeah.
Thank you, Father. It's our honor. All your sons, all your daughters give you praise. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.